Derbyshire Anti-Cuts Group have been handing in a petition on tax credits to Maggie Throop today. It's after the Erewash MP told the Commons recently that she welcomed the cuts to tax credits. Well, earlier today I spoke to Maggie Throop to find out what she makes of that petition.
Well, I was expecting a petition with names on, as you would expect from a petition, but all it is two sheets of paper with 6 sort of mini case histories of people who may be affected if any tax credits changes are made. But none of these case studies are from Erewash at all. They're from Arundel and South Downs, from London, Bury St Edmunds, South Thanet, North Devon. So I find it quite bizarre that the local people who have been supporting 38 Degrees and their campaign haven't actually managed to find anybody locally who will be, might be affected should any changes go through.
So what would you say to them if you were meeting them face to face and having looked at the petition, in inverted commas, in front of you?
I'd actually say that I think they've been misled by 38 Degrees. It's a campaign group that I feel does waste a lot of public money by having mass emails and taking up a lot of my staff's time and every MP staff time as well in petitions such as this, which actually don't have any effect. I think my other message is that anybody, we don't know what changes there are going to be. We'll only know next Wednesday when we hear from the Chancellor about the comprehensive spending review. And at that stage, then my office is open to anybody who will be detrimentally affected, and I'd want to work through their particular case with them and get the, what we can, make sure that if necessary, I'll take it to the Chancellor and see if we can solve some of these perhaps anomalies rather than anything that will affect the majority of people.
Erewash MP Maggie Throop there. Well, I've also been speaking to David Shipman from the Derbyshire Anti-Cuts Group, who explained why they'd approached Throop.
It was really just to highlight that there are a lot of people, not just in Erewash, but the country as a whole, that are going to be quite badly affected by these tax credit cuts if they go ahead.
Why did you go to her in particular?
Because she's a Member of Parliament, she's a member of the Tory party, and it's a Tory government that are proposing these changes. When
I spoke to her, I said, what was on it, what names were on there? She said they were just examples. It didn't really constitute a petition, and none of them were from Erewash. So why Maggie Throop?
Well, the exercise this morning was really, as I say, just to highlight that this is going to be affecting people all across the country. Nationally, over 150,000 people have already signed this petition, and I think it's just shortly before George Osborne does his second reading of this in Parliament next week, the full petition will be handed over to the government as a whole.
What do you want Maggie Throop to do?
Just raise the concerns of her constituents with George Osborne and say that the way that these tax credit cuts have been proposed isn't the right way to go about it.
She has said that she will readily talk to any constituents who find themselves in difficult circumstances because of any changes that may come in the future. And she may even go to the Chancellor himself if she feels as if that is necessary. Are you happy with that?
Not really. Just in trying to arrange this, I've been speaking to a number of people, and I've been surprised that there have been actually people that I've spoken to who had heard about the changes to tax credits, but were unaware about how they could potentially impact them individually.
Well, that's David Shipman then from the Derbyshire Anti-Cuts Group, explaining why he'd handed in those 2 sheets of paper to Maggie Throop. Didn't really constitute a petition. We can see the context in which he was operating. He's from the Derbyshire Anti-Cuts Group. BBC Radio Derby.